The colony of New Haven burned. From orbit, it looked almost beautiful, a small blue-green world wrapped in a halo of fire, its cities reduced to ash and memory within 6 hours. The Vreth Armada had come without warning, without negotiation, without mercy. 17,000 human souls lived on New Haven. By the time the Vreth fleet turned away, satisfied and silent, not one of them remained. Commander Marcus Hale received the distress signal aboard the UTS Relentless 3 light-years away. He read the transmission once. Then he read it again. Then he set it down on his console and stared at the wall of his command deck for a very long time. "All hands," he finally said into the ship-wide comm, his voice low and steady as granite. "Battle stations." The United Terran Senate convened an emergency session within 48 hours of the attack. Senator James Caldwell stood at the center podium, his face pale, his jaw locked tight. Around him sat representatives from every corner of human space, from the Mars Cooperative, the Jovian stations, the Deep Belt colonies, and the frontier worlds. "The Vreth have issued a statement," Caldwell said, holding up a data pad. "They call New Haven a territorial correction. They say humanity expanded too close to their feeding grounds." He paused. "They say they expect no retaliation, because they do not consider us capable of it." The chamber erupted. It took 11 minutes to restore order. The vote for total war passed unanimously. Admiral Catherine Ross stood on the bridge of the UTS Iron Dawn, the largest warship ever constructed by human hands, and watched the fleet assemble around her. 312 vessels. Carriers, destroyers, frigates, railgun platforms, and strike wings that stretched across the void like a second constellation. Every ship had been pulled from every corner of human space. Mining corporations donated their armored haulers. Private defense contractors flew their prototype vessels under Terran flags. Even civilian freighters had been stripped and retrofitted with point defense cannons and torpedo bays. Humanity, for the first time in its history, had put down every internal argument, every border dispute, every old grudge, and built a single, unified fist. "Fleet status?" Ross asked. "All ships report combat ready, Admiral," said Lieutenant Daniel Marsh from the operations console. Ross nodded slowly. "Then we go." The Vreth home system was called Keth by those few alien scholars who had studied them. It was a dense, dark system, for gas giants orbiting a red dwarf, with dozens of moons carved hollow and converted into military stations. The Vreth had held this system for 2,000 years without challenge. They detected the human fleet entering their outer boundary sensors and initially registered mild curiosity. Their tactical AI calculated a 93% chance of a diplomatic vessel approaching to file a protest. That assumption lasted exactly 4 minutes. The first human railgun salvo crossed 600,000 kilometers in under a second. It did not strike a military target. It struck the largest Vreth communication relay in the system. A massive structure the size of a small moon, and turned it into a rapidly expanding cloud of debris. Then every human gun fired at once. The Vreth command network screamed. In the 2,000 years of their dominance, no species had ever struck first. No species had ever come to their home system with this kind of fury. Their defensive formations, designed to repel raids and border skirmishes, crumbled under the weight of sustained, coordinated, total commitment human aggression. Admiral Ross stood at her bridge window and watched her fleet work. She did not smile. She did not celebrate. She simply watched, and she made sure that every Vreth weapon platform, every military station, every warship in that system knew exactly what it felt like to be on the receiving end of something that had nothing left to lose. The battle lasted 9 hours. When it was over, the Vreth High Council sent a transmission to the human fleet. The lead elder's voice carried the unmistakable tremor of a species that had just discovered, too late, that it had made a catastrophic mistake. "We request terms," the elder said. Admiral Ross leaned forward in her command chair. Terms, she repeated quietly. Then she looked at the image of the burning Vreth stations on her screen, and thought of 17,000 names she would never know. You'll get terms. But first, every species in this galaxy is going to hear what happened here today. Every one of them is going to learn what it costs to burn a human world. She straightened. Because we don't forget. And we don't stop. Across the galaxy, on 100 different worlds, alien governments received the battle report from Keth War and went very, very quiet. And humanity went home to bury its dead, and to build more ships.